Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here because we're about to take a really fascinating dive into exactly how the world works. But we're going to do it in a kind of unconventional way. See, we're looking at a series of brilliant concepts that explain some of the most complex systems of our modern world. We're talking everything from macroeconomics to the military-industrial complex, and it is all told entirely through monkey and banana analogies. Now, I know that sounds a bit crazy, but as you'll see as we go through these slides, it's actually amazing how perfectly this framing simplifies the whole shebang. So let's dive right in.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're covering personal monkey finance, washing dirty bananas, global banana geopolitics, the war machine, and finally, making a monkey explainer. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Personal Monkey Finance, Protecting Your Bananas.
So we start with a highly relatable problem, right? How does a monkey protect and actually grow their bananas over time without losing value? Because, well, simply hiding them under a rock just doesn't cut it anymore. All thanks to demand-pull inflation. Imagine this. If all the monkeys suddenly decide they want more bananas, but the farmer is growing the exact same amount, those bananas become rarer. The price goes up. Or, let's say the monkey government decides to just print too many leaves, which is their currency. Suddenly, each leaf buys way less banana. The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that saving just isn't enough anymore. Your bananas are secretly shrinking in value if you aren't actively investing them.
To solve this, a monkey can really take one of two paths. Over on the left, you've got active investing. This involves our poor monkeys staring at screens until 6 a.m., frantically trying to time the market, picking individual stocks, and honestly, just getting a massive headache. It's high risk, high stress. Now, on the right, we have passive investing. This is literally just putting a set amount of leaves away every single week, completely ignoring whatever the market is doing. It's a strategy known as dollar-cost averaging. And yeah, it's kind of boring, but it's way lower risk, and it gives you incredible peace of mind.
So, what are the top rules for jungle finance? First off, avoid those get-rich-quick schemes. But look at that second bullet point. Start with index funds or ETFs. The source ranks these as absolute S-tier investments, mainly because they bundle all the top companies in the jungle together, which totally spreads out your risk. You invest consistently, and above all else, you do not panic sell when the banana market takes a dip. Moving right along to Section 2, Washing Dirty Bananas, the Criminal Chemistry Monkey.
Okay, but what happens when monkeys don't play by the rules? Consider this wild scenario. A monkey chemistry teacher starts making highly lucrative but highly illegal special banana-flavored candy. He makes an absolute fortune. But now, he's got a massive dilemma. He is rich in dirty money, but the jungle government, they're always watching. He can't exactly just go out and buy a mansion with illegal cash without raising some major red flags. So, you might be wondering, how does he clean it?
Well, the answer is money laundering. And the source details how this happens in 3 brilliant but incredibly risky steps. Step 1 is layering. The monkey takes his giant stash of illicit cash, divides it into tiny little piles, and buys cash-heavy businesses. Think like a car wash or a fresh banana milkshake stand. Step 2 is mixing. He quietly blends that dirty cash right into the daily, legitimate sales of those new businesses. And finally, Step 3 is integration. On paper, that cash now looks like pure, legal, taxable business profit, and it flows right back into the economy completely clean. It's a genius system for sure, but one wrong move and the jungle government brings the hammer down. That brings us to Section 3, Global Banana Geopolitics, Liquid Gold. Now we are going to scale way up to the global stage, where the entire world economy actually relies on a very different, very special kind of banana, oil. Notice the phrase on the screen, the bendy bit of Hormuz. The source uses this pretty humorous name to describe a very real, very critical global choke point, the Strait of Hormuz. See, because all jungles aren't naturally blessed with this liquid gold, it has to be shipped on these massive banana tankers across the ocean, passing right through this extremely narrow waterway.
And that brings us to this staggering number, 20%. Guys, 1 in 5 of all global banana exports passes through this single, tiny geographical path. So why does this matter to you? Well, if any regional conflict, war, or blockade happens anywhere near this bendy bit, 20% of the world's energy supply just stops. And that triggers immediate global panic, total supply chain breakdowns, and massive price spikes for literally everything from transportation to your food. The whole jungle feels it instantly.
Which leads us right into Section 4, the war machine, lobbying and defense. So how does the systemic level secure these precious resources? Well, we start by looking at the U.S. jungle's military-industrial complex. Check this out. When it comes to the NATO alliance, the U.S. jungle isn't just a participant. They are the overwhelming financial anchor. They fund a massive 66% of the entire alliance's bill. It is an absolutely unmatched level of military dominance.
And the total cost for all this, we are talking nearly $1 trillion bananas every single year. This staggering budget maintains over 750 global bases. And it isn't just about protecting borders. It's designed to project force anywhere on Earth in a matter of hours, and to protect the global financial system itself. But, a machine this massive, it needs a constant flow of bananas to survive, even when there isn't an active war going on.
Which brings us to this deeply cynical yet fascinating perspective shared by the source on how this machine actually stays funded. Quote, "The ones who hold the bananas are the ones with the real power." Essentially, massive defense contractors pour millions upon millions into lobbying just to ensure that the government monkeys keep writing those checks.
Just take a look at the shift from old lobbying tactics to the new ones here. Using a hypothetical lobbyist named Yuri as an example, the source shows that Yuri doesn't just sit in boring federal offices presenting spreadsheets anymore. Actually, scratch that. He totally bypasses logic and goes straight for human psychology. He targets lawmakers on golf courses, at fancy red carpet events, and completely exploits the bonds of friendship. I mean, he even gives things like signed bomb tradie jerseys. The lawmaker thinks he's just getting friendly advice. Meanwhile, the lobbyist gets a multi-billion banana war contract approved. It's wild.
But the true genius, or the true dystopia, depending on how you look at it, is this strategy right here with the B-21 bomber. When these companies build a weapon, they don't just build it in one convenient place. Oh no, they intentionally spread the manufacturing across 40 different states, employing 8,000 personnel across 400 suppliers. Why? Because it's the ultimate political shield. Think about it. If a politician tries to cancel the bomber to save some money, they aren't just cutting a jet. They are literally firing thousands of their own voters nationwide. It is perfectly engineered to be politically impossible to stop.
And if you needed any more proof of how intertwined this whole thing is, between 2008 and 2018, at least 380 high-ranking Pentagon officials walked right through a revolving door directly into private defense companies. So the monkeys buying the weapons, they eventually go to work for the monkeys selling the weapons. It is an incredibly tight, closed-loop system.
All right, final section, Section 5, Making a Monkey Explainer, the Meta Twist.
Okay, time for the meta twist. How is all of this information reaching millions of people online? Well, the source reveals the exact pipeline creators use to manufacture these viral private economics explainers. It's a highly efficient machine of its own. Step 1. Creators use AI tools like DeepSeek to generate the script. Step 2. They run that text through 11 labs to get a hyper-realistic AI voiceover. Step 3. They comb through the script, highlighting key concepts to create a visual mind map. And Step 4. They assemble simple, cute monkey graphics from Canva right inside an editing software like CapCut.
Just listen to this actual snippet of a script. Banana King, say give me 10 banana for every 100 banana you make. It's incredibly simple, almost primitive text describing a complex concept like tax evasion. But by pairing this basic text with cute, crown-wearing Canva monkeys, creators are able to farm millions and millions of views. It takes the super intimidating world of finance and simplifies it into something highly digestible and, honestly, wildly entertaining.
But hey, you can't just be lazy about it. Quality always beats quantity here. The advice is to use editing shortcuts like CapCut compound clips to save time, but you absolutely must manually cut and layer the audio so it has a natural flow. The biggest takeaway they offer? Don't rely 100% on AI. Sure, the AI does the heavy lifting, but the human touch, the comedic timing, the visual creativity, that is what actually builds a massive, loyal audience.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. Over the last few minutes, through the very fun lens of monkeys and bananas, you've seen how macroeconomics dictates your wealth, how global choke points dictate global power, how the military machine funds itself, and finally, how clever internet creators use AI to monetize explaining all of it to the world. You literally see the code of the jungle now. So, my question to you is this. If you know exactly how the jungle works and you know exactly how to build a machine, what is stopping you from getting your own bananas? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.